today's video, I'll show you how I make my blank calendars every year. I do this because I like the blank calendars. I like being able to fill in the months with on top with my own images. You can see with this light going through it, but yeah, if they look like that, I can personalize them. I feel like I'm not distracted by what other calendars are telling me. You know, sometimes the holidays or like the things on the grid are actually, I don't know. Sometimes I really like it. There are some calendars that I think are really cool. I like these like solstice calendars I got from Ray Young Hands. Those are really amazing. I love that calendar. But it doesn't start in January, so, and I need my own calendar to use as an agenda book. So, what I do, and maybe you want to make your own calendars by yourself. This is one way to do it. If perhaps this will give you some ideas or make it easier. I buy those big Strathmore drawing pads. You probably know what they're like big. I think you can also get the medium ones, but it might be more economical if you are somebody who uses a lot of drawing paper. And then I cut out pages that are double the 9 by 12, which is a 12 by 18. A 12 by 18 rectangle. I cut that out and then fold it. So that's a 9 by 12. What you call this is called a, well, I guess it's called a fold. This is not quite a signature. You've got to fold 2 pages that is 9 by 12 in length and width, and then I take a ruler and pencil, and I make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines going across with some space at the bottom, and then this way I make 7 columns for the weeks. So pencil first, just to block off the space of it. So that's 5. But you know, some months end up having 6. For example, like here, December of 2021, it uses 6 lines. So if it only uses 4 or 5 of that month, 5 I think is the smallest. February has the smallest least number of days in a month. Yeah, even this February is 5, but occasionally it's 4. Then you just don't have to use the bottom part. That could be for note taking. After you get the pencil lines down, well, I've done this before. I've used spray paint and stencil, or in the laser cut stencil, or I use a Sharpie. Didn't really like the way that looked. Marker, kind of an acrylic if you use a permanent marker. Not Sharpie, but another kind of marker, brush marker. But I think I like the effect of the actual brush, a kind of a small brush. So this is a Princeton brand round. What size is it? It's a size 0. You can probably get this at a store for a couple of dollars. $3, $4. And I use the brush with acrylic ink. This happens to be, what is the FW brand? I don't know, it's Daler Rowney, made in England. It's acrylic ink. You can get other brands too. Not regular ink, not sumi ink, but acrylic ink, because that makes it waterproof after it's dried. And you, if you end up wanting to do like water-based markers or watercolor on your calendar later, or your hand gets sweaty even, you don't want the ink of the grid to wash off. that's why I use the acrylic ink for permanence and safety. So that's essentially that's how you get how you make the actual grid. Then I could show you the brushwork at the end of this video if you like. But then after so you know how to do, that's how you make the grid. But what you want to do is prepare 6 or 7 sheets of paper like this. When you fold these, prepare 6 or 7 sheets, because that's how you need 6 sheets to do 12 months, but you probably want an extra set to sandwich them at the end. Sandwich the months so that you have an extra, like a buffer space between your months and the cover. Alright, so here's what I got so far. I'm halfway through it. How this would work is, let's see. Let's say, structurally, I'll show you how the structure works actually. You've got, let's say you've done the thing and you have 7 sheets of paper. You've got the, you've got 6 pages that represent the 12 months, that hold the 12 months, and then you've got your blank set that wraps around the outside. You know what I mean? These folds all go together. The 12 months, those would go together, and the blank page goes on the outside. Then you have a cover stock. And this is a slightly harder paper, if you can find one. Otherwise, you can use regular paper. But if you can find one, that just protects it better. That's the body of your calendar book. And in the end, you would be binding it. You can do that different ways. I could show you that later. But to make your calendar pages, take the 6 blank pages that you got for the middle, and you could start with January, right, on your first page, but make sure that January and December go together, because that's the outside core of your calendar. Then you got February, and you make sure that February and November goes together, because that would go next sandwiched in your calendar. Then you got March and October. Look, I haven't made that yet. And so on and so forth with April, May, and then June and July are always they're the center fold together. June and July, they go together, and that's the very inside, the center part of your calendar. So, just as a reminder, okay, March goes with October, April goes with September, May goes with August, June and July in the middle. All right. So, you've spent the time, after you've spent the time drawing, marking, whatever, writing your, the boxes and the numbers, and I do this thing where I kind of just don't hit the edge of it, give it a little space. For me, visually, that's, I like that design. But for you, if it makes it easier, just draw the line straight. You can do that too. Or make them curvy or wiggly. You can bend time. Make them bubbles. I think could be cool or interesting to make some unconventional calendars. You have the right, you've got the prerogative, if that's the right way to use the word. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And if you want to, then once you've got your page, you can also mark down all the holidays you think are important, or people's birthdays. All right. So okay. So this is a set of paper folds. In bookmaking, they call it a signature, but this is a single signature project with a cover. And let's give it a little break, but what you do now, when you've got your pages and the cover ready, you can staple it, saddle stitch, if you've got a long stapler, or you're going to go to Kinko's or FedEx or whatever. If you have the stapler, right, you put the long stapler in this way and just ka-chunk once, ka-chunk twice. That would be best for structure. Or do it 3 times. And that would be enough. But I always hand stitch it. I like the way that looks, and I think it makes it a little stronger, and it's not too hard to do. So why don't I show you an easy way to do that, if you'd like. You can take a piece of paper, a piece of scratch paper. I'm not gonna root around for one, so I'm just gonna make a piece of scratch paper. Okay, easier. Take a piece of scratch paper or a rope, like a string, a thread. I think that makes it easier. And hold on just a second. Get you a better view here. Now you measure out the length of your book, and then you can mark it if you like. So from the end of the paper right here to here is the length of my book, which is 12 inches. I just happen to know, but even if I didn't, you don't even need to know the numbers. We just know that that's the length of the book, okay? So the spine, you know that's the length of the spine. And this could also be a string, which is doing that, okay? Just mark it with a marker or something. Then fold the paper in half so that the tail touches the mark where you marked edge. And then mark the middle part. And take a little note if you want. That says middle. So I've got this side, which is the beginning. This part is marked middle. And this part is marked edge of the book. Then fold the tail end to the middle and mark it again. So that's the fourth waypoint. And you can double fold that over so you get the 4th point on the other side too. Now, I know this is really scrappy, but if you've done it correctly, it's beginning point here, 4th point here, middle point here, 4th point again, 3/4, then the edge. So without having to take any measurements, you've got your bang, 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 bang. You've got the points where you need to mark. You can do this with a pencil. Mark the spine at these 3 points, the 4th point and the middle point. And that's where you're going to puncture the spines for all the pages and the covers for the thread to go through. And you can use this again on the insides of the pages. If you want to put the holes in all the pages separately, that's good too. You probably have better control over that. Sometimes, if you want to save some time or lazy, put 2 or 3 pages together. You can do that. And bookbinder would use a thing called an owl, but I don't have this with me right now. I don't have an owl with me. I've got some other tools. Let's see. But you know, a very good replacement for that is a hammer and a nail. Honestly, just get a nail or a thick needle. You could do that too, but whatever is kind of sharp and can make puncture a hole through the paper. Okay, so take the time when all your pages are done. You mark the 3 points, middle point, and then the 4th points with pencil, and puncture a small hole for your thread to go through. Now I'm going to cut the video so that I can prepare that, and then I'll show you how to sew the spine.